Yo brolies, finally the Nothing Phone 2 is here, and this time around, it's not all about gimmicky and half-baked features. The Nothing Phone 2, in my honest opinion, now offers an ample amount of upgrades, not just in terms of hardware specifications and performance, but also a bunch of new actual usable features in terms of its software. But before I share with you my full review, I want to take my time and really experience it by using it as my daily driver. And this time, I'm not doing it because I have to, but I'm genuinely excited. But for now, let me share with you a dedicated unboxing experience and first impressions so that you can have an idea what to look forward to. With that being said, let's get into it. Even the packaging and unboxing experience has been upgraded. While it shares the same slim box as the Nothing Phone 1, it now features a nice dedicated flip-out box inside with all the package contents nicely laid out. We have a safety and warranty guide here, a USB Type-C to Type-C charging cable with an extra attention to detail featuring a transparent housing on the plugs and a transparent SIM card ejection tool to go along with that. These are the things that we usually take for granted, but they still decided to put some extra effort. And of course, we have the Nothing Phone 2 right here. At first look and touch, what strikes me the most without even looking at the design and construction yet is the nice looking monochromatic theme the Nothing OS 2.0 has. In front, we have a larger 6.7-inch AMOLED display, now with LTPO support, which means it can go down to 1 Hz for the always-on display and save some valuable battery. It can also reach a higher peak brightness of up to 1600 nits compared to 1200 nits of the Nothing Phone 1. It is slightly larger and heavier than the Nothing Phone 1, but I'll take some extra display real estate any time of the day for such a minimal compromise. I also appreciate the consistent thickness of the bezels all around, partnered with a now centered front-facing camera and a subtle earpiece for a more cleaner look. The front-facing camera has been improved from 16 megapixels to 32 megapixels with a Sony IMX615 sensor, albeit still in 1080p. Now looking at the left side, we have our individual volume buttons and some antenna lines, and on the other side, we have the power button that is easy to reach. I cannot say the same though when it comes to the in-display fingerprint reader. While it's relatively responsive with some smooth animations, the location is too far south in my opinion. Now up top, we have the secondary microphone and more of that antenna lines, and at the bottom, we have the SIM card tray that supports dual nano SIM cards, the primary microphone, and the primary speaker. Same with the Nothing Phone 1, we don't have a micro SD card slot and 3.5mm headphone jack here. By the way, the subtle earpiece up top also doubles as a secondary speaker, albeit less powerful than the primary speaker. Finally, looking at the back, the key difference here is the amount of LED strips from 5 to 11, now with 3 individually addressable zones. This allows for additional features like essential app notifications, glyph timer, volume indicator, glyph progress on top of existing glyph features. This is something that a lot of us were already expecting when the Nothing Phone 1 was released, so it's a nice thing to see, and I'm hoping they could add more functionality via a firmware update since there are at least 3 individually addressable zones that we can work with. Aside from that, here at the back, we still have a dual camera system with essentially the same 50 megapixel count with just an upgraded Sony IMX890 sensor on one of its cameras. It's not a total deal breaker for me as long as we have an ultra-wide angle lens and an improved image processing, which we'll dive deeper in another video. We also have a 2-tone flash here and another microphone for a total of 3 microphones. The video recording LED indicator is also slightly changed from a standard looking dot to a line. Here are some sample photos for you guys. Now looking at these two phones side by side, as you can tell, the gray colorway of the Nothing Phone 2 is now lighter, which honestly is better especially when it comes to minimizing the visibility of the fingerprints, which both of these phones can easily acquire thanks to their transparent glass back. Speaking of glass back, one of the key differences of the Nothing Phone 2 is that it now has a nice curved edges, which I appreciated more than I initially thought, especially after I actually hold it in my hands. It feels more comfortable than the completely flat edges of the Nothing Phone 1. In terms of the user interface, as I pointed out earlier, I like how the new Nothing OS 2.0 looks. It feels absolutely smooth and snappy as well, thanks to a more powerful hardware inside with the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, an Adreno 730 GPU, with up to 12GB of RAM and 512GB of internal storage. It feels generally better all around when it comes to performance and user experience, at least for the out-of-the-box configuration. Aside from that, it also has a substantial battery capacity at 4700 mAh, and let me tell you, it can actually last the entire day and more depending on your use case scenarios. I think it's because of the combination of the decent capacity, an older chipset, and some software optimization. Overall, in terms of my first impressions, I really like how Nothing was able to improve each and every aspect of the design while maintaining a quite familiar aesthetic that people love about the Nothing phone. I also like the better overall experience with the revamped Nothing OS 2.0, offering a ton more features, aesthetically pleasing user interface, and smooth performance. Finally, I also appreciate the things that Nothing added to the previously gimmicky glyphs feature with some actual usable functionalities, and most importantly, a flagship performance that most of us were looking for on the Nothing Phone 1, albeit with the previous generation chipset. On the full review, we will dive deeper into the revamped Nothing OS 2.0, the improved glyph interface and everything it has to offer, more camera details and sample shots, and of course, battery life, performance benchmarks, gaming experience, and my overall thoughts about the Nothing Phone 2. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Huge thanks to Digital Walker for sending this in. The Nothing Phone 2 will be available here in the Philippines via Digital Walker's official online and physical stores nationwide. Full disclaimer, while Digital Walker sent the Nothing Phone 2 as a review sample, they did not have any say on this review, and they'll see this video the same time as you'll do. I'm always transparent to you about that, and that is quite important. If you're interested on this phone, I'll put some links below. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you like this and for the full review, and see you next time. Have a great day, guys. You're always awesome.